Do it!
Yeah.
Come get some.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Simply Sugar and Pops. Here's Brian. Hey, Brian.
What up, everybody?
Hey, Brian.
Hello, good evening, and welcome everyone in the chat.
Yo,
How
yo.
y'all doing?
Hey, Brian.
In the hizzy for shizzy, my dizzies. I have no idea. I have no idea what I just said. By the way,
What did that mean?
I don't know. I just
don't
said
know
I have no
either.
idea. I have no idea what I just said.
And the first one to say hi is Mo Biggs. What's up?
What's up,
Yo.
Mo?
Mo.
Hey, Mo.
Hey, Mo. Hope you're doing all right today.
And we
He's
know
gonna
we
be
will
hearing from-
now be well represented in the chat for sure. That's what he does.
Hell yeah. He's gonna be hearing from my lawyer soon regarding AR-15 orangutan.
For a crossover?
well, here's the thing. I think eventually there's gonna have to be like the Prime 8 or like the Simeon Squad.
Now
Buck-
I said right from the beginning that you have to remove the trigger guard or something, or the AR or orangutan don't work. Their fingers are way bigger than that. Okay.
No.
You call the crossover
Secondly,
prime.
I said
priming.
it's supposed to be M50.
I think legally he may have Charles Darwin on his side. Just saying.
M50 silverback or something. You know.
Buckshot
I want the guy with
Bonobo.
the big gun. I want
See,
the
I
guy
like
with the big gun.
I like Buckshot Bonobo because bonobos literally make love, not war. So Buckshot Bonobo is like the wild card of the team because even though he's deadly with a shotgun, he's always trying to settle every dispute with sex.
He's like the face of the Simeon team, isn't he? He's like a face man from the A team.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah, there you go.
yeah. He always knows what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah. He's
I
like,
like
do we
that.
really need to fight? Can't we just bone this out?
I guess that just depends on the villain.
Yes.
You know, I mean, really.
And so
How
like
y'all
the rest
doing?
of the team.
Welcome to the kickoff show, CromCon 14. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourself. Everybody knows who I am. Shit.
Brian, why is your name Brian Wolfgang von Schreck?
Go to my swamp.
That was my old persona from the New York City goth scene in the 90s.
Nice.
Was most people knew me as Baron Wolfgang von Schreck. And
You just carry an onion around? We have layers.
no, it was like a troll account. The New York goth scene had had like a list serve, right? This is like back, where you had web boards, but you also had like e list serves where basically it was like an email list. And I went on there mostly just to fuck with people. And everybody thought I was a 15-year-old kid. And until they were like, come on out and meet us like at the clubs or a party or something. And eventually I did. They were very surprised to find out I wasn't a 15-year-old.
Until a squad got you.
Well, it says Brian would ask the ladies if they wanted to meet his friend Donkey.
I'll do Donkey. Right, Crystal.
It's
like an onion.
But yeah, Pops.
It's got
Thank you
a
so much for
head like
having
an
me, man.
onion.
Hey, you bet, man. I was really glad when Sim and Chris wanted to do this monthly with us and bring their audience to our show as well. And that means bringing their friends to our show too. So hell yeah, welcome.
Hell yeah.
You know.
That's what we're all about. We're all about uniting and the communities.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's all the madness has ever been is bringing everybody to one place, trying to bring all the different podcasters, all the different creators, everybody all to one place, so we all are easy to find.
Yep.
Come to the
And-
madness, you can find everybody. That's all I'm trying to do is build a place where you can find everybody. So
Well, I think Sexy Sim Poitier has always said it the best, which is that this scene is a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week con.
Comic Con.
Mm.
Yep,
Oh,
Comic
yeah.
Con.
that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
We're here all the
Hey,
time.
Hello.
Hiya.
Willkommen, bienvenue,
Yay!
welcome.
Sorry, I got a call. I'm a bit late. What's up, everybody?
What up, what up?
What up?
Hey,
Welcome to CromCon.
Yay!
Thank goodness we got a chick here, man. This is like a total sausage party before you show up.
Oh,
ah,
that's okay. I could have ladies in here any minute, but man, they're crazy. I'm telling you.
I'm old enough to remember when comic book cons was nothing but dudes. Dudes with very, very bad hygiene.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little
It
story
smelt
about.
bad.
I never got that.
Oh,
You-
reeked.
On my channel, the reason I had to make a disclaimer was because of a female. That's
Uh-huh.
why there's a disclaimer banner that I put up in my cons, because of a female.
You have a
Okay.
disclaimer? What is it?
For a specific one, or
Well, a disclaimer about, any comments made, have nothing to do with me and my crew and whatever. A female is the reason we had to make that. And I love her to death. She's an admin in my group, but she's still the reason we have a disclaimer.
oh man,
You all know Christy Shin. She's my girl, man, but I'm telling you, we had to make a disclaimer for the show because of her, because she's just a little raw.
it can get a little salty in these rooms. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, man, I love Christy. She's awesome.
So, yeah.
Hell
Mr.
yeah.
Dean. Hey, Dean. He's Mr. Comics Mate says, "Can't get enough of that sugar, Chris."
Dean, the embrace.
welcome to the show.
Hell yeah.
Pale Rider was here. I don't see him popping up now.
He's
Well,
just
he
watching
basically said that since you embraced the red dress, his work here is done.
I don't want to talk about that.
That reference is-
I'm just telling you what
I
he
didn't call
did.
you embraced it. I don't.
would you care to share that reference like for the rest of us who just had that go right over our heads?
No.
Okay. It was a yes or no question. That's cool.
Obviously, you missed the premiere Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I
Good. Good. I'm deleting that. We're never talking about it again.
Chris sounds a little tired of this reference. Just a little
Oh,
bit.
man.
But wasn't it
Chris,
totally,
just
wasn't
surrender
it
to your
totally
fate.
worth it?
And yet he's wearing red right now.
Exactly. It's getting in there
It's my-
step by step.
Oh my god.
It's my work shirt. I
Sure
can't
it is.
help it.
Yeah, we
Sure
know.
it is.
We know
And that
what
just
kind of
you have
work.
another-
Excuse.
You have another red shirt that says "I'm rubbing it."
What?
What?
This got filthy really quick.
Boy.
It's none of your business.
There's my
Yeah,
disclaimer.
remember-
at.
Remember,
Where's my
remember
disclaimer?
Arch?
I can't find it. Oh,
remember Arch CD Comics, Adam AF?
That's
His,
right.
Yes.
his T-shirt used to say "I'm rubbing it" in front.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I'm rubbing it.
Classy.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh,
Sure.
shit.
Oh, we got Pop Culture Avenger with us.
Hello and welcome.
What up?
Just how is everybody on this Memorial Weekend? I'm trying to get woke up. My body is not used to this sleep schedules
Like,
like this.
are you like a vampire like myself? Like, stay
Yeah.
up really late?
I work overnights, so yeah, I'm
Ooh.
not supposed to be up right now.
Oh,
I'm used-
dude.
I'm used to going to sleep at like 1 or 2 and getting up at like 9:50, 9:45.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be up now either. It's 1:20 over here.
Oh, I forget all about that, Russ. I always forget
So-
that you're on
Oh,
different time.
stop complaining,
Across the
Shugah.
pond.
Well, I'm gonna keep complaining. I want to go back to bed.
Pissing, mowing, pissing,
He's a bit
mowing.
high maintenance here.
Yes, I am.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wanting
Nothing wrong
sleep
with
is high maintenance.
Oh, you saw the dress right on the video? That wasn't cheap.
Chris
dear.
statement or red shirt number 12. Chris works the street corner.
Oh man.
Oh lordy.
So for people that may not know, some people on the chat, we have Russ with us from Only Death Can Save Us.
Only
We have
Hello.
Vol Bolt from a comic book called Havoc, that's also on Indiegogo. Mark Middleton from Grave Robbers.
Hey guys, what's
Ryan Wolfgang
What up?
von Schreek from Six Gun Gorilla.
Shrek! You
Shrek,
Schweinhund!
come
You
on.
Schweinhund! It's Shrek! It's the German word for fear.
You're gonna get some angry German yelling.
And we got Irene from Fiendish.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm
and
glad
Irene,
Which
I
I
have a
didn't.
question for Irene.
Yeah.
Are we getting close to bikini time?
Um.
Do I have to go
Close,
work
but
on
we've
that
been
one?
kind of stuck at like $200 away from that for like a week. So
Oh, we're gonna make.
it's kind of petering out. We'll see. We'll see.
You know,
Yeah.
winter's coming.
If Shugah puts on a bikini as well, I reckon you'll get that $200.
Yes, that'll definitely help.
That'll
Help me
do
out,
it.
Chris.
You'll get
Go on,
refund.
Bikini.
We
Now,
tried
is
to-
Fiendish?
We
Is
tried to
Fiendish?
convince him to put a red polka dot bikini to support on the last stream, and he refused.
Oh, Shugah.
Take one for the team, brother. Take one for the team.
I don't have a red bikini.
Come on,
We'll
with the
buy
song red
one.
polka dot
We'll mail
bikini,
you
that's-
one.
Now you know somebody's gonna send you one, Chris. You're not supposed to say that.
Paint it on, mate. It'll be fine.
I'll send you one, bro. You're not supposed to go, I don't have one. That's like asking for one.
It really
Don't say, I
is.
don't have
Everyone on his panel is
craft
gonna
on
send
that
him
shit.
red
No,
bikini.
Because you did not say I don't want one. I don't care for one. It's I don't
Yeah.
have one. So everybody's got to complete that sentence with I don't have one yet.
Yes.
It's all about context.
That's what
Chris.
happens
gotta
when
say,
you
I
leave 3
don't
dots at
want
the end of your
one.
sentence all the time. People,
Exactly.
You can't say I don't
Fill
have
in the
one. That's
blank.
like saying there's a hole in my drawer for one.
Yeah,
See what I'm
seriously.
saying?
Yeah, man.
It's like
I don't think Chris doesn't look like he's portly though. I don't think he has much to show off. Like my moobs have gone from like a small B to like a large A. So nobody needs to see that.
What the hell is this stream?
Shrek.
What the hell are we doing?
So, comments.
it's like a very late
Yeah,
night
comments.
roast.
Stop looking at my tits.
Well, Irene,
They're
Fiendish,
just cultivating
that is
nightmare
now
fuel.
that's in demand.
Yes, it's in demand.
Yes.
Because I think we just like that's like a really awesome looking book that I hadn't even heard of until maybe I think like a few days ago.
Oh, a lot of people have been saying that. I guess I'm pretty new to the scene, but yeah, we ended the campaign last week, but it's in demand. It'll still be in demand for like another month because it'll just be in demand until the printing begins, and I have to ship the book out. So
It looks beautiful, man. It looks
Thank you.
was
looks
that book?
pretty badass.
thank you.
What was the book? Sorry, what was it?
Fiendish.
Fiendish.
Finish.
It's like a like a D&D manga sorta, if you'd consider that a genre. I mean, I don't know if you would how you would define it, Irene.
It basically is like a D&D manga. It's
I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, like Goblin
I
Slayer,
do know. Yeah,
right?
Legend of Lodos War and
Legend of Lodos, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Lodos War.
I know, it is
Delicious
kind of a
Dungeon.
I don't know if there's a term, but there is definitely a genre of like D&D manga. So yes, it's very much in that vein, but darker fantasy. I built my own world, my own magicians, my own monsters, and everything. Because I'm a crazy person. And I have a whole preview on the website at Fiendish Comic. The link is in the campaign, fiendishcomic.com, if you want to check that out, a bunch of world building stuff. So,
Awesome.
Hey, we're trying to get to 20K. Check it out.
Oh, you're gonna get
20K.
Yeah, you'll get
I
there.
hope so. I mean,
will.
it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it's your turn in the bikini.
Come on, we want a bikini stream, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get there. Don't worry about it.
Yay!
And I'm like a big monster guy,
We've been
and the
invaded
monsters
by a
in this look
munchkin. Hold
awesome.
on.
Thank you.
That's
We've
super
been
gorgeous,
invaded by a
isn't it?
munchkin. Hold on. What's up, dude? You got glow sticks.
Yeah, those.
Okay, bye.
Aw,
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
little munchkin,
Oh, that's
one of the wee
youngest.
ones. Yeah, how old?
He's 5.
Oh, so cute.
And he is very much into the comics. He has a little box of his own too. You know, all 4 of them do. Last night he come down wanting a book, and he's like he went upstairs with a Minecraft book.
Hmm.
So I mean, he plays Minecraft in Minecraft comic. You know what I mean? It's like
Yep.
the associations are really easy to make for the kids now. You know, as long as
Yep.
people make comics and stuff they like. You know.
It drives me crazy when people say kids don't like comics. I'm like, bullshit. It's like kids just don't have access to comics. If you give kids
Right.
comics, they love them.
Wait, who
I
says
gotta-
kids don't
yeah.
like comics?
Just about like everybody in the mainstream industry, I would say.
Really? Wait,
Yeah.
what? What? I mean, it doesn't have to be only for kids. I'm not making comic for kids, but kids do like comics. It's like
They
it
love 'em.
helps kids learn to read. It's like
Kids
visual
don't know what
storytelling and
kids
Dude.
don't know what comics are because they took them out
Okay,
of shops.
Let's be honest
Exactly.
right now.
Well,
We're
They're
talking
not
about-
exposed to them.
That's
It's-
why they're not
yeah, it's
exposed
up
to
to
them. Of
people
course,
like
they
us.
like them.
Yeah, but let's
Some
let's be
people
honest.
like
We're talking
us
about
who like
45-year-old
comics.
kids saying that kids don't like comic books.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
I just
It's
bought
look.
that book, by the way.
If you want next generation readers, you make books for the next generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
refresh that. There's another backer there.
Oh,
I mean, I
thank
got- I got
you!
4
Yay!
grandkids
Oh,
too.
$100 away! Yay!
I'm telling you,
Oh,
that's what
no.
That's what rules about this scene. You can come in right through the door, be completely new, and if your book looks like it's fire, you're gonna sell mad crazy books.
I have discovered that, and it's been very overwhelming, but I am grateful. Y'all are awesome, man.
414
You all-
backers. That's incredible.
You were like, I don't know if we're gonna make 20K.
I didn't know we were gonna.
$60. You're like,
My
$60
original-
money.
My original goal was like 2,500. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make that. Like I've been used. I was so used to being ignored in the mainstream. I'm just like, oh, nobody likes my work. Like I was constantly told I'm too manga, and like I don't know. I didn't kiss ass enough, so people didn't
Right.
really
That's,
like have
that's
me
what
in
it
the in
comes down
club.
to.
It
Yeah.
was. It didn't have me
Yeah.
in the in club and stuff. So I was just never getting work. So
Yeah.
Just like to point this out, but where's manga now today? Oh yeah, that's right. They dominate everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Demon Slayer outsold every comic published by DC and Marvel combined.
of course it did.
Think about that, right? That's how much they've dropped the ball, and that's because the people that are making the mainstream comics don't care.
Mhm.
They don't
Mm-mm.
care. It's very obvious. It's a disgrace. And
Well,
it's a
I had
shame,
this
and-
conversation the other day, Brian. I don't think it's everyone that doesn't care, but it's certainly a case of the people at the top aren't interested in comics, and that filters down, and it,
Yeah, it's
it
all
just
about
movies. Yeah, it just doesn't get to the bottom of the people that are making comics.
That's
Oh,
true.
that's
I'm
the
sure
problem.
there are a lot of artists and writers and creators
think
who
you're
do
right.
care, but they're not the ones in charge. They're not the ones doing the publicity.
The difference was 25, 30 years ago when Marvel were all about making comics, the people at the top cared because
Yeah.
their business was comics.
Yep.
But it isn't comics anymore.
That's right.
So
No,
they
it's,
don't care.
it's movies and Funko Pop heads.
Oh, look at Jerry Conway, man. He's sitting and he'd rather tear down manga than actually,
Oh,
promote, produce, and all of this.
Oh,
Sad.
dude, that hurt. That I
Sad.
took that personally. I
Yeah.
really did, because Jerry Conway was one of the guys that taught me how to read. as
Yeah,
a
I know,
little
because
boy.
at the end of that tweet it said, "Oh, and by the way, Brian, fuck you."
Ah, that ain't right.
So,
It was,
no,
it
it
was really
really,
in bad taste.
no, it really was. It really
No, it was. Yeah, terrible.
Because here's the thing: whenever I've gotten a chance to meet people like Jerry Conway, I always say the same thing. Thank you so much
Mm.
for making comic books that didn't talk down to me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
In 6th grade, I had a college level vocabulary.
What's up,
Why?
Jojo?
It's not because I was smart. It's because whenever I sat down with a comic book, I had the dictionary right next to me. Because if Doctor Strange or Reed Richards used a word that I didn't
Yeah.
understand,
Yeah.
I had to know what that word meant
Yes.
because I had to know exactly what they were saying because it was important to me.
Fantastic Four and Thor, like between the two of them, you
My
just
God.
yeah,
It
amazing.
was Chris Claremont.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
Yes.
guy.
mine
That,
too.
that,
Claremont and Frank Miller.
Oh my God.
the
And
first
for-
time I read Most Obliged,
Yeah.
like to me it sounded so like what? And then coming out of Canadian called Wolverine, I'm like,
Chris, move Irene up, bro.
And
I'm hidden. Yay! Hello,
Yeah, throw the
everybody.
cobalt all the way down the hole. I see
Oh,
it.
you're regular.
Sorry, balls.
Just like on the tweet, I was just thrown away.
oh no, don't
Oh,
don't say that.
no.
That tweet was so you told me to remind you, so I put you in a
In the
special
DM, not the tweet.
Well, you got it. Well, however I wanted to do it. Deal with it.
Yeah, I'll deal that I get forgotten everywhere. Okay.
Dojo Couldn't Comic says, I learned what neurofibromatosis was because I read The Flash, but I bet you didn't read it quickly.
Just dang it.
I still don't know what that means right now.
I don't know
on.
what that means.
He said, "Hail to the Full House panel." Yeah, this is right one of the most amount of guests I've had on here. I actually have a reason for the upgraded StreamYard.
Yay!
Yay.
Most said
That's
it's
what
so.
CromCon does, man. It brings the party, right?
Hell yeah.
Most said it's so weird hearing Weebs brag about that. It's like a boxer bragging about winning a player.
I mean, kind of. But what people are worried about is you can't give in to like they want to control anime and manga too, and
Oh, yeah.
the same people that are controlling Western comics control anime and manga.
Oh, I disagree. I
Nah,
disagree. I disagree
Japanese don't play that.
completely.
and did you guys hear that Disney might be acquiring DC Comics through the merger that they're going through with Warner Media?
Yep.
Oh,
Let's
Yeah.
hope Robert Kirkman steps in. He might, there's a strong possibility.
no.
Well, we'll
It's
see.
lost. It's lost. Mainstream corporate comics are lost.
It's gone. He knows. He knows. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's all gone. I can't
Yeah.
see it coming back.
Yeah.
Not in the way it used to be. It's not
And
coming
this
back.
and this is why the dickish part of me is happy that they're coming after anime and manga now, because I have like a seething resentment towards the weeb community because
How dare you!
I'm like y'all,
What?
It's a war, sir.
when they came for our stuff,
Fired.
y'all didn't say shit. Y'all didn't say shit, and now they're coming for your stuff, and it's just like, see
Be
ya.
careful. Be careful.
Not a
Brian,
damn
you
thing's
have a
gonna
lot
happen.
of them right here.
It's my inner douchebag. It's my inner douchebag.
Hey Brian, I hate to break it to you, but nothing's gonna happen to anime and manga because the Japanese don't play that. That's their
Yeah,
their
I know.
culture's a whole
No.
different beast. All right,
They don't
I know.
give
they'll
no
just be
shit.
real
They
quick and give you the
literally-
finger.
They literally were having like government panels about
Yes.
how to prevent censorship in anime and manga and how to prevent foreign influence. And it was mostly to address influence from China, but it was also to address influence from like Western audiences and like, well, not really the audience. It's not the audience that's
The
complaining
audience,
about
yeah.
things. It's like, Western
Industry.
busybodies that want to control things, and they took it to the government. So Japan
Yeah.
isn't playing around. Like, I'm not worried about it.
No,
I'm more worried about like the translators who bring that
Yeah.
stuff to the West, like
Yeah.
it'll
fucking
be
with things.
censored here, is what I'm saying.
But in Japan, it won't be. They
No,
know
it
that
won't.
this is, they know what makes their work successful. They're not going to change it.
No,
So I'm
they-
looking
they-
up
they-
Rosetta
they-
I
Stone.
they-
actually
Japan.
respect it.
They're
I
censoring
actually
when it
respect
gets
it as
here.
part of their cultural heritage, because at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, they also set up what's going to be an archive for manga, because they're like, this is part of our cultural tradition, because in Japan they're very much like living in the modern age, but also always connected to the past.
Yeah.
And so, unlike here in America, where comics have traditionally been like one notch above pornography, over there they respect it as art.
Yeah, they sell a lot domestically. They're not gonna let that go.
Nope.
No.
Time to
Alright,
start
I'm gonna
learning
jump in
Japanese
here,
on Duolingo.
I'm gonna
Oh.
jump in here as a
Yo,
fan.
Duolingo works. I recommend
Fandoms.
it.
No,
Check it out. As a fan, all my life, the big two. I mean, all my life. Okay, big, huge Thor fan. Right now, I would rather read an indie story about Asgard, about some kind of Norse mythology, than I would what the big two is doing to my dude.
Yep.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Okay, I'd rather, as a fan, see something new with my Asgardian people.
Mhm.
No,
Right.
what am I getting? What am I getting from?
Well, you can go
Marvel?
get
You know,
what Walt
that's-
Simpson did.
No passion.
Yeah.
Did that thing about Asgard, and he what was
Yeah,
he
was it
doing?
Ragnarok? Or
Ragnarok. That's
yeah.
it. He did Ragnarok. Go get that,
Yeah.
or go buy Only
Yeah.
Death Can Save Us.
No, I
There is
mean-
a pantheon of gods in there.
Yeah,
Ragnarok right now, it's still in demand. Go get it.
You see
I've,
what I'm
I've
saying?
heard
though?
nothing but great
It's-
things. I've heard nothing
it's
but great
like
things
if-
about that book.
Thank
I'd
you.
rather hear a story about Thor from somebody new that's giving me something fresh than seeing the same rehashed crap.
And somebody who
Reborn.
cares.
The
Somebody who
next person
actually
that
has some
reborn
passion.
Thor, the next time they reborn Thor, I'm backslapping somebody. I'm tired of it. You know,
It's
I'm tired of
terrible. It's terrible. And you know what? It's like Marvel's all about
Joke.
diversity now, but they're not about diversity of product, right? The biggest mistake that the American comics industry ever made was they threw away their female readership. They just went like, we're not making comics for girls anymore. Why do you think
Yeah.
manga is so popular? Right? Because they
have
make comics for everybody.
Well, that's
Yep.
the great thing about manga is that it a lot of people just kind of lump all of manga into one big group, but
I
manga
know.
is actually really diverse
It's a
and
world.
really.
Oh no,
yeah,
it's not a genre. It's a form of media.
exactly.
There's like
exactly.
hundreds of genres within manga.
Yeah, but
So
manga
just
is
most
just
of what
mean-
we see here is shonen. That's
manga
all.
just means comics.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what it
Yeah.
means.
Yeah, it's
There's
it's
comics
just
of every
comics.
genre.
Yeah.
Anime means
It
animation.
means backwards
Yeah.
comics. It means
Even if you
backwards
Backwards
comics.
comics.
I
You gotta be able to read
Exactly.
that shit backwards, man. You got.
But even
Yeah,
when
we
you
gotta
look at
sort
like
those
European
Japanese out.
comics,
They're reading the wrong way.
even when you look at European comics, though, European comics are a lot more, what's the word, diverse in ideas
Oh
and
my
concepts.
god.
You know, you see a lot of detective, you see romance, you see all kinds of different stuff. But when it comes to like the United
Historical.
States, it's very historical. All kinds of stuff. It's really interesting that we've kind of narrowed it down so specifically in the United States. It's odd.
If-
The other day
I'm
we
not-
realized I was talking with Mark, and I told him, dude, do you realize that the French, they have more Western comics with
Yes.
cowboys than you
Yeah.
guys do?
That's
Well, yeah,
true.
that's what got me thinking about it. That's what got me
That's why I
reading
wanna-
some of these European comics, was talking to you about it.
Yeah.
Like Meta Barons, I bought that. We'll just get that out of the way, the Meta Barons reference. But yeah,
Always
I
has to
bought
be
that
mentioned.
because, we were talking about it one night. I think it was during the RoboCop stream. That's
Yeah, we
when-
did. Simon and I used to do this thing, BD World, because we both are passionate about French comic books. And now, I mean, you know what? Well, we might as well bring it up now because I'm going to have to bring it up at some point. Look at what you've all seen, the new design for Tarna.
Yeah. Horrible.
Oh yeah, I don't even
Don't
read
bring it
heavy
up.
metal, but I'm like, I know who she is because that iconic pterodactyl cover.
Yes, by Chris
Like-
Helios.
People are reacting
What
a lot right now. But
the
dude,
f?
the last series they did in 2019 or 2020, I think, the one they did with Alex DeCampi,
Yeah.
they did the same thing, except it was just a skin tight suit, right? And the thing is, at the end, usually the concept of Tarnites, she wins, right? And she
Mhm.
goes on, or she sacrifices herself
Yep.
to win.
Yep.
Then she gets reincarnated into another.
She's a hero.
she gets to be the next. The next girl gets to be the next. Tarna.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
at the end of the first series they did, she doesn't die. She just disappears, and she appears in a harem bed as a Nubian princess
As a black chick, right?
with
Yeah.
very thick hips. And you're like, that's not Tarna.
That's not Tarna.
Make your own stuff.
I know,
No,
right?
they need to
Like
shit
that-
all. They need to
Stop
shit all over
sucking
our
that
stuff.
dick. as somebody very, very, very clever
What did we
said. Stop
expect?
sucking the dick. Move
Was
on.
that Daphne
Make
that
new
said
stuff.
that?
Buy independent stuff. That's the
Was
end of
that
it.
Daphne that said that?
Yeah.
Word.
Daphne,
Yeah.
Daphne said that, and she was right. Stop it.
Word.
I loved Marvel, loved DC, and they've pretty much ruined most of their
I-
characters.
Yes.
I love
So
heavy
move
metal.
on. Get
I
something
loved
else.
heavy metal, and dude, the original house of freaking heavy metal magazine. Okay, and I know I've talked about it a long time, but some people don't know that it used to be Metal Hurlant,
Batalolante.
and the place that it got started, it's what started the company called as Humanoids. People know what Humanoids is, so that company got infiltrated, and it's actually Way that's in there, and they're actually announced that they were going to do a readaptation of the Inco and the Meta Baron.
By Mark
Yay,
Wade.
so
Sanitized
exciting.
for
You
your
know-
protection.
And they're doing the same thing with Tarna right now. And I'm like,
The problem
dude, the
is
legend
they're-
is dead. And I said it. The legendary magazine that
It's
made
dead.
it, that built
That's
this
so
fame on
sad.
fan
I know.
service is now insulting their fans.
They
Yeah.
built their brand on monsters and babes, and now they're hiring people that are not okay with that, or saying that we need to change that. Why would you ruin
Well-
your brand like that?
Well,
Like
here's
the problem with
social
like the,
justice.
yeah the
That's
well
why, social
they
justice.
also with whatever they're doing with like Metal Hurlant and all this other stuff. The name of the term social justice is also a misnomer because they can frame it as people who disagree with us. Oh, they're just against diversity. They don't want women in comics or whatever. But that's not what is actually being said. People are saying you need to respect the source material, not corrupt what was
Yes.
originally there. And if you want to create your own stuff, that's cool. Nobody cares. But why do they always have to corrupt the source material and not respect something that someone else has already built? And that
I'll
pisses
tell you
people off
what.
when people point out that that's wrong and you're being
I will tell you
disrespectful.
what-
The real,
Then
I will
they
tell you
just
what
come
it
at
is,
you and
though.
say you're a bigot or something.
And
The
now they
real
do worse
culprit.
than not, and now
Every
they do worse
other-
than not respect it. They took a huge dump on the original
the
meaning
Dude,
of the
it
character.
The real-
Why
the
can't
real
you just
culprit-
respect
Feeling a fan
original?
base.
This is
No, no, no.
mythology and culture for people.
the real
They
the real
told their
culprit.
fans to fuck off on Twitter. They were just
the
like,
real-
people were complaining, and
stealing
they were
a
like,
fan
fuck
base,
off,
you
don't
guys.
read our
Look.
comics.
They're
Go
trying
get
to
your
build- they're
go
trying
change
to
your
Back the
underwear.
truck up. Back the
already
truck up.
existing fan base.
The real culprit
Oh,
here
don't
is
you try, Sugar. Don't you
the real
Shugah, your
the
model
real
rating
culprit.
sucks.
The real
Calm down,
culprit
everybody.
here is corporate complacency.
Stop letting
That's
these
what's
catty
going on.
bitches into these HR
Okay,
PR
they
departments.
think they can get away with it. They don't care about the product,
No, they
so
don't.
they just put anybody
Look,
onto it. They don't,
yeah.
and they
It's just
think
like-
that that people out there, the consumers, will just take what they're spoon fed. Okay, and that isn't going to happen any longer.
It's
Oh, yes.
just
People are-
like when
people are
they
getting
steal
bored
a
with it.
Comic
And another thing
State
I'd like
book
to
and they
remind
go make
people.
another book just like it. They're
You know-
trying to steal a fan base. Captain America's fan base
Yeah, but-
already exists.
Yeah, but
All
there's
we
a
got to
reason.
do is screw it around a little bit, and we get to pump our shit into that fan
Yeah.
base.
Me
It
and Russ-
already exists.
Me and
They
Russ,
they don't respect the
All
source
right.
material and they don't respect the audience. So
Me and
those
Russ-
two
Yeah,
things.
that's exactly right.
That's
Yeah, but
the
that's the
problem.
thing.
Exactly
It all
right.
boils down to that.
the problem
That's
is quite
exactly right.
simple. We addressed it, me and Russ, in one of the show last time. It's like right now, the Marvel, DC, and all those big companies, they're not looking at the freaking sales. They don't care about how much they make
Yeah.
at sales. The way they make the money, it's advertisement. It's the freaking corporation, the government, the people giving them money for advertisement in their goddamn magazine and comics. Like that's why a 24 comic book is 12-page advertisement and 12-page stories. So that's where they get their money. So that's why they don't care. That's where they keep going and
Nope.
going and going and
No,
going.
they're-
That's
Yeah,
why
I mean,
you
there's
have to see this as
plenty.
an opportunity. You have to
Yeah.
see it as an opportunity. It's golden.
Oh, I
Absolutely
do.
golden.
Yeah, it's
Just don't
golden.
let
The
you
pa-
want to
the-
ruin your shit.
path
That's
is
fine.
open
It's
for us.
easier to make a character
Oh,
black, make a
uh,
character
oh.
female, or make a character male than it is to create another
Okay,
character.
let's calm
They already
down.
have-
Chris is
hold
trying
on,
to
yeah,
say something.
Yeah. Dojo Kun's saying, as someone with AS, everyone talking at once is something that makes him very anxious. Oh, CO2, see my man. Yeah, so we're going to have to get a little more orderly. I don't
That's
want
not
Dojo Kun
possible.
That's
getting
what I was
upset
saying.
here.
That's what I was saying. You're not doing your job.
Not when you
This
get
has
so
become
riled
a
up.
shouting match. Chris, come on.
It's your fault, dude.
All
gonna
right,
go get a
I'm
refill. I'll
just,
be back.
I'm just going to start muting all of you. Just be done.
Yeah, dude. I'm ADD as fuck. Hit the mute button on me anytime you feel like it.
But no, my my opinion is like, for me, it's always been like, I don't care if like the mainstream goes like this, and I don't care if even if they go into like the weeb stuff. That's their choice. They want to go all goofy like this and be stupid, then that's on them. I'll just go to indies. There's always going to be somebody who's making books that I want to see. I'll just give them my money.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what's
that's-
happening.
Yeah, that's kind of my take. I don't like complaining about the mainstream, but like what heavy metal did was just really disappointing because like their brand was being heavy metal, was being hardcore. What happened?
And here's the thing: if somebody's going to start screaming sexism, anybody who's a heavy metal fan knows that there's a story by Richard Corbin called "Den" about a guy with an 8-foot dick walking around just like with like chock-a-block with muscles.
Okay, so who was this again?
Den? Richard Corbin?
Okay, so I got to sue him. All right, he's taken my image. Okay, got you.
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is, it's like, okay, there's cheesecake for the guys and some of the girls, and there's beefcake for the girls and some of the guys.
Well,
What's
also,
wrong
I think you guys said it earlier. Of thought that's something they don't have. Everything's either let's just race swap, and they don't. That's their only gig. They don't know what story they want to tell. They don't know how they want to tell it. They don't want to do any of that stuff.
No.
They're stuck in like this train track mode of just doing the same thing over and over and expecting
It's
a different
turning
result. The definition of insanity.
Yes.
It's all turning into Bollywood and trying to please, certain people.
Don't be Bollywood's not that bad. They're
I
worse.
know, but dude, come on.
How did Bollywood get into this discussion?
Because Bollywood's better. That's
Because they're so bad, they're looking good now.
Look, did you see the Eternals? Like, as soon as you see the first pick, what did that remind you? It's like watching Aladdin. You think they're gonna start dancing and taking their little symbols out of their fingers.
All right, enough Bollywood.
We dodged a tank round when they canceled the New Gods movie. Let me tell you,
Yes.
we dodged a tank round. That was going to be such a right. Me too, brother. Me too. I was
Especially
so
with
relieved.
the people in charge. I was like,
forget about it.
Yeah,
they're going to piss all over it.
I was watching a Midnight Edge stream earlier today, and we were talking about
Johnny, we're just worked up.
We're just passionate. We're passionate.
Yes, we're just passionate.
and we touch subjects that are very dear to us.
Feel free to come in and disagree with us.
Absolutely.
I love disagreeing.
Oh yeah, but
we all agreed we were all
on those bumps.
By the way, everybody, Sunsworn. I have read the full novel and thumbs up, very entertaining.
I have not read Sunsworn yet. It's actually right
We know
here.
you just buy books, Chris. You don't read them. We know.
Yeah, I don't know how to read.
Oh,
That
most
reminds
of
me-
us have like a pile of like backlogged books. If we're book people, and most of us, let's face it, are book people, we always buy books that like maybe we don't read until like 10 years later.
Oh, I don't wait that long. But I usually run out of stuff to read. Rip through
But it
and go
happens.
get another pile.
It happens when things are just this ridiculous.
Lord.
Chris, that birthday vid was nightmare fuel. All right, I blame you for my sleepless nights. Just so
I
you
haven't
know.
slept since he's
I-
posted it. Yeah.
I got a little something to kind of change the subject and change the mood.
No.
He said no.
You're gonna
Vetoed.
make
Come on,
come on. Snip's trying to be like a DJ who's now playing a slow jam.
come on.
Well, it'll get you guys to stop going nuts. so I
Brian didn't
guess.
see it.
We've been pretty calm
not
for a
this.
couple
Oh,
minutes.
Christ, no.
Oh,
my God.
no, look at that. You didn't share audio. Sorry.
Thank God.
Happy birthday damn it. to you. Happy birthday.
I can feel my slow soul slipping out of my body.
Birthday.
Playing tug of war over here. Give it back.
Having an aneurysm.
It's not a rectal prolapse. Oh my God.
I'm starting to feel bad for Chris now.
Oh,
It was
After
his
that, you
fucking
need to feel
idea.
bad for us.
The worst thing, it was his fucking idea. I did the first one. He's like, I thought you would have done that. I go, okay, I'll do it.
Chris left. No, I'm
You
not.
left us
Enough
on
of the
stream.
abuse.
Now
leave, he's
I'm not
hiding.
all really all.
Oh, by the
really
way, happy birthday again,
that
right,
Jack
guys?
Yeah,
to
happy birthday,
that
right,
I'm
kids?
always
All right.
Proud of yourself,
All right,
Chris.
Oh, it's gnarly. Gnarly.
I clicked that. I
All
saw it
right,
on
okay.
Twitter. I clicked it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is going to be kind of funny." And then I watched it, and I was like,
And I
I realized I was crying at a certain point. And I didn't realize. I didn't remember why.
And I ordered Chinese food. I'm supposed to eat after that?
Nope, not gonna happen.
Oh, that was gnarly. Very,
That-
very,
You-
very
when-
creative.
It was
when we did the
definitely
video-
funny.
when we did
Trish,
the
I
video,
still got some left.
when we did the video, he's like, "How are we gonna diffuse it? Do we just put it live?" I'm like, "No, do it as a premiere because that's gonna do it like a Rick roll effect. It's like Rick rolling all our fans."
That works. That works.
There's actually more people who are gonna watch this stream, but they saw that and they're like, "No, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm leaving."
Gonna see
Bye.
the stream numbers start dropping.
Yeah.
Sim, when is Inkslayers coming out, by the way?
We have no specific day. We're working on it. You saw a page by Inkspot.
Yeah, I
You
sure
shared an
did.
Inks page, yeah. And
Um,
you saw some of those sketches that Scotsman's sharing there. That's for a hero.
awesome. It
And
all
the-
looks great.
I have the first 6 pages of Nat the Merc already done,
Sweet.
and I'm working on the Luani and Rosa and Tales from the Nightverse too.
That's basically going to be like our indie equivalent of something like Weekly
Heavy
Shonen
Metal.
Jump or
Yeah,
Heavy Metal.
Mixed with a
Yeah,
heavy metal magazine, yeah.
yeah.
That was a really good idea.
So it's gonna be like
It is.
five different stories, 20 page minimum each, and
It's gonna be cool, man.
Did you start drawing mine yet?
no, yours is for later.
Bastard, you prick. No, it's all good. No, it's all good. Dude, I'm giving you some fun shit. I'm giving you some fun shit to draw in the Bloodhunt Doc Salem crossover. Just want to let you know.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, like
No,
that's
I
gonna.
haven't started drawing yet.
No. That's I haven't even sent you the rest of the script, but yeah, I when I'm writing for an artist, I do keep in mind, especially if I know the artist, like let's try and make sure that this is fun for them to draw.
No,
So there's gonna be like like a couple of like double page spreads, big Jack Kirby action sequences, that kind of thing.
And for people that may not know, it's because we're working on the short story that's going to be in one of the Inkslayer eventually, which I'm
Mhm.
planning to be like number 4 because we have like the 3 first one already technically planned out unless we decide to grow it up to make put more stuff in it if we make more money.
All right, I got a question for Pops from Trish. She says, "Pops, you got any buttons left, or did the kids get them all?"
The tippy ties.
The little guy got the Batmans and the Thors, and I held on to the 3 special ones. I got most of the CromCon ones, but they all. I think I only have one of the ones with Hail Crom. They got all the ones with me on it, basically. So, all the ones with Pops on it ran away, and all the
Ryan
Batmans
Cardinal.
and
Nice.
Thors.
You know what, Chris? Let's make Brian happy and let's just share a little bit of the concept art I did for the story he's working on. Because he's been bringing it up a few times and I don't show it. So.
Ryan Cardinal's asking how the panel's doing today. Hail, Ryan, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Ready
We're
for a
doing
big
good.
weekend.
Yep. We're jolly.
Cup.
Hi.
Russ, what are you drinking, brother?
Jack Daniels.
Excellent choice. Oh, whoa.
So this was old concept art of that story that he's working on.
Hell yeah, that looks awesome.
So this is the Marshall.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, hell yeah.
Doop, 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 doop. He's got a gun and a sword. You gotta love
Yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah, you
pretty
made it look-
Gunblade.
Long and
I-
Messer.
I see it like imagine like he has like an elephant rifle, right? With two
Yeah.
with two barrel and the middle is a big blade.
Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And he
stuff.
has he has his two he has Law and Order
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
and
That's a
Layout.
source.
the horse.
Nice. Oh, that's so good. I just, honest to God, like I am so psyched to be working with like some talents like Sim, like Preston Acevedo. It's like you have to understand that we're writers because we can't draw.
And that's a story like I
That's
wrote
so
like
true.
I plotted and I wrote like 3 years ago, and I gave him a plot. And I'm like, there you go, do something with that. And he sent me something that's pretty decent. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, don't feel married to the script. Fuck with it all you.
Oh yeah. When
like.
when we get there, you'll get more notes.
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, see, that's the other thing too. It's like I'm working with people who aren't about the ego. They're not about territorial pissings. It's just like all they care about is just the finished product.
Mm-hmm.
It's never a case of my idea is better because it's my idea. I never have to worry. None of us have to worry about hearing that from any of the others.
Yeah. It's the project first. That's how it should be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a creativity killer right there when people's egos get in the mix.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
but
terrible.
It's hard when you like you have to be able to see that sometimes an idea is better than yours. And
Yes.
that's it.
Yeah, it's just like, is that more awesome? It's just like, yeah, that's more awesome. Let's do that.
Hold on. Red Gaze, don't lie. That's all for Chris, and we know it. No
Yeah,
excuses.
We all know.
We're very open here. It's okay.
We are a very accepting community.
Yes.
It's a daily conflict.
By the way, I was like the other day I was on a stream with Preston, and it turned into like a big like box stream, which is to say people start getting up and going out and getting their long boxes of comics or busting out bins of like toys and action figures and stuff.
I was in one of those.
Those are fun. Seriously, those are great. I love those because it's like everybody suddenly gets the fever. It's like, oh, check this out.
They had me pulling stuff off the wall. They had me digging in drawers. Yep. Yeah.
Because Pops is like got the sick collection. Yeah, he does. But it's like I just found this the other day. This isn't anything particularly cool, but this is like, remember the old Justice League series?
Holy shit, dude! That's fucking cool.
But dude, Bizarro's Bizarro #1. I'm a big Bizarro World Superman guy.
But why did they put Bizarro instead of putting Superman? Like you have the Trinity right there.
I know. But I'm sure they had ones like that, but I bought this one because, Bizarro's my boy. But here's the thing. It's like I opened it up, and the action figures come out, and look what else just happens to be in there.
Comic book.
Comics.
Yeah. They used to do that all the time before, remember?
They used to do this all the time. Now imagine if they were doing this
so
when
good.
the movies were coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and you just like had something like this for like $1 sitting like right in the supermarket checkout.
Every cinema should have had a spinner rack in it.
Yes.
It's the most obvious sign that they don't give a shit.
Actually, what was it? When Venom came out, they had a Venom comic that when you went to the theater, they'd give it to you for free.
Oh, right.
At least to the one I went to. So Sony actually did it right.
Sony knows what they're doing.
They're learning. They're learning.
I got a bunch of those Venom comics, but this one has a comic in it as well.
Yeah, a lot of the 2-packs did that. Like
Spawn
there's
did
a
that for a while too. Remember,
Yeah.
Tommy Collin used to do that with the big kids.
Somebody sent me this little gem just the other day.
Ooh.
very nice.
Nice.
Old school Electra.
Yep.
She's my girl. Y'all know that. She's my girl.
From the desk of a small press publisher says, "Yo, gotta run. Y'all switch topics on me where there are some things I disagree with on some of the details, but for the most part, what was said was right."
Hey, if you agree with
Thanks for joining.
everything, peace
you.
out. And hey, you know what? If people agree with everything we have to say, then it's going to be boring as hell.
Yeah.
We want people to
Even
disagree.
us, we don't agree on everything.
No.
Oh no!
Why would you agree with
Please,
Spring?
it would be weird.
Yeah.
Disagreement is fun.
Logan's
Yeah.
one.
As the great American poet Ice-T said, if you agree with everything that I have to say, then only one of us is doing the thinking.
Yo.
Mhm.
Yo, yo, yo.
Chris
Yo,
Chisholm
yo.
and Nizzle.
Son.
I've had some yelling matches that we both said, "Screw you, see you tomorrow."
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Mobig says Brian is coming after ARO, but doesn't care that Bizarro is a blatant ripoff of Rob Arnold. The only difference is the super strength.
Ow. Ooh, snap. Ooh, snap, son.
Oh,
That was a good one.
Ruthless.
Woo.
Oh, man.
let me bring up real quick here Brian's campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Since we're talking about
Oh, cool.
gorillas.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's got a gorilla in it.
Yeah, it does. With guns.
Got a gorilla everywhere.
I hadn't seen this either. There's so many cool campaigns I haven't
Got a
seen.
gorilla in it. How can you not love it with a gorilla in it?
It's a revenge western with a gorilla. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
If you could turn your nose up at that, I just don't
No,
understand
There's
you.
something desperately wrong with you if you don't like a gorilla with a gun.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and this is book number 8. I've been super duper blessed in that everybody who reads this book seems to love it. That's not me boasting. That's me being really grateful, because you put your heart and soul into something and you put it out there. You don't know if it's gonna click with other people, if they're gonna get it, and people got this.
That moment where you make the campaign go live is one of that was. I mean, I've done a lot of things in my time, professional and otherwise, and that was one of the scariest things I did. I hovered over that button, came backwards and forwards to it, eventually sent it live. It's scary as hell.
It is. It actually does take courage to put your stuff out there for people's approval or disapproval. And I've been super lucky. All the critics have been really nice to me. All the readers have been really nice to me. I just don't hear anything bad about this book. Everybody seems to love it. So, folks, if you're interested in just diving in, you can get in issue number 8 by itself, or you can get all of the previous 7 issues as add-ons, or you can get them all together, all 8 issues at a discounted price. I'm not doing trade paperback this time, because I find if I do a trade paperback and floppies, it's too confusing for the consumer. They're like, wait a second, why is this one comic $35 and this other one is $15? And it's like, well, the one that's $35 is actually 6 comics. Whereas, the one that's $15 is just one comic. Too confusing for people. I believe in the KISS rule, keep it simple, stupid. Preston Acevedo, my God, he's doing a beautiful job. He's stepping in for the late, great Adrian Sibar, who unfortunately passed away last year. He did all of the previous 7 issues, and the cover for this issue, which is the last piece of Six Gun Gorilla art he ever produced. And I'm happy to say that I feel good whenever I look at it, because it's very joyous. Adrian was a great guy. He was a great artist. He turned in 10 pages of pencils for this before he shook off this mortal coil. And Preston is going to be using those like as a guide. It's going to be sort of, I don't know if you'd call it a jam piece exactly. He wants to make sure that the transition from Adrian's art to his art isn't going to be jarring. Do you know what I'm saying? It's very common to switch artists midstream, right? In the middle of a book. Usually not a limited series like this, but it happens. And you don't want to go from Neil Adams to like Bill Sienkiewicz.
No.
Right? And Preston is just amazing. He's like me in the sense that, well, let me put it this way. Whenever I got pencils from Adrian, they were always so beautiful. I didn't want to see them inked and colored, right? Like it hurt. And so what Adrian did on the last book was we didn't ink it. He just did it all pencils and we colored it from there. What Preston is doing here is the same approach. He's sort of inking with pencil. So even though that may look like Sharpie or something like that, I think it's still like number 2 pencil. Because I always like comic books that aren't too glossy. I like to see signs of the human hand. If it's a little sketchier and everything, that's fine with me, just so long as it has a heart. And Adrian always put a ton of heart into his work, and Preston's doing the same thing. He's a passionate guy, and he really wants to sort of celebrate Adrian's legacy when it comes to doing this book. Sorry if I brought the show down.
No,
Great
it's that
great
was
books.
that was a great introduction and send off. The art is beautiful from both of them.
Yeah, it is. I got super duper lucky. Super duper lucky with him. The cover artists that I've worked with have all done beautiful work. Kanan White did the cover for like the last trade paperback, and I got a colorist who's normally a guy who does Western paintings, and he did a beautiful job. And it was great when I heard from Kanan that he was like, "Oh, I remember doing that. It looks beautiful. Like the colors, I like." To hear that he approved of the colors, it's always super important to me that all the artists that I work with, that they're not going to feel like their art has been crapped on. But which is why when you're working with an artist, it's always best to let them choose the inker, best to let them choose the colorist. People that they know are going to do their work proud. And there's our hero.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love the poncho.
So cute.
Yeah.
Kate says today is the 5th
Oh,
year
no.
anniversary of Tragic Death, honored by supporting the girl on the road to vengeance. Dick's out for 6.
Yay!
Thanks, Red. Do you know actually that there's a bootleg miniature of this character, and it's my 6-gun gorilla for sure, because he has the hat and the poncho and everything. Reaper Miniatures put this out, and they called it they called it Cactus Joe, right?
What?
It's like, yeah. Oh, no, I don't
You're
mind.
already getting ripoffs. Dang, that's how you know you made it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't. It didn't bother me one bit.
Amazing.
And
Big
then
old
there's
giant guns and everything, huh?
And now I got to figure out what I'm going to do, or how I'm going to start producing the official miniature for this campaign. George Peter Gatsis, the legendary, the infamous Blue Muppet, is a 3D sculptor. I think has like 9 3D printers, and he has dude, it's seriously, it's like it's a subculture, and people who are into it are like really into it. So he put together a 6-gun gorilla miniature that once I figure out how to manufacture these, which I'm probably going to do by hand. Let's see if I can actually get this thing to like not fall apart. I had it held together before with poster tape, but I don't know if you all can see that. There he goes. There he goes. So I'm probably gonna have to like make molds of each of these pieces. But yeah, people are gonna be able to buy these, and all the parts are separate, because if you're a miniature painter like myself, you know that it's a lot easier if you can paint like the parts separately and then glue them together. You get all like the hard to get spots really easy.
We have Mr. Cox in the chat. Hello, sir.
What up, Jim?
Hi.
What's up?
And Trish says she's going back to work. We'll catch us all later.
Peace out, Trish.
Thanks for watching.
Blow this thing up real quick, Chris, so I can show everybody what Trish sent me, so everybody knows what we're talking about here. Trish sent me these. She made these for me. You see, it's even got the little Comic Talk with Pops logo up on the top.
Oh, it's badass.
She made, the comic-related madness and the Crom Wants You. She sent me a whole bunch of them, man. The kids grabbed all these ones with me on it, though. The grandkids smashed them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, that's what
awesome.
she was talking about, man. They're cool as hell, man. I told her, it's like I'm gonna give these away, but when they're gone, I'm gonna be buying some more of those. They're awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. There's so much talent in this scene. There's so many people like that know how to do so many different have different cool skills and skill sets, and we can all use those to collaborate and help out with each other's campaigns. I haven't added it yet, but Simon's doing some sketch cards. They're going to add a sketch card tier. This is going to be, unlike my previous campaigns, this one's going to be like a living campaign or an active campaign, which is to say that I'm constantly going to be adding new shit.
There you go.
Interesting.
Just don't out budget yourself, Brian.
Well, that's the thing. We don't make that much money on these books. People have been asking for posters of this Iron Maiden parody cover that Preston did, which is stunning, and by the way, has a lot of Easter eggs in the background. People want this as a poster, so I'm gonna give it to them as a poster. Hopefully, I can find out a way to do it that's cost effective, but at the same time, if I can do it and just not lose money, I'll do it. You know.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Well, I mean, our backers are really important to us. We have personal relationships with them. It's one-on-one customer service. If somebody gets a book from me and it's all jacked up or something like that, I'll send them a new one. I'll send them a replacement copy. I know one guy that actually had a book bounced back to me, like return to sender, that was that I sent to New Zealand. So now I'm gonna have to drop another like $28 to get that book out to that dude in New Zealand.
And that's because New Zealand wasn't accepting no mail, huh?
It may have been the case. They may have been the case. And mind you, I'm not virtue signaling here, because what this is about is first of all, that's the smart thing to do as a creator, to let your audience know that you appreciate them.
Customer service every time.
Gotcha.
I've been really fortunate. Out of 237 books, only 2 have come back. And one of those was for definitely the customer got it wrong, but it doesn't matter. You just send them back out again.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it. You just turn around, take the hit, send them back out, and you're more than likely to keep that customer.
Oh, dude! If anything, you're probably gonna have a customer for life.
Yeah.
Because also, if a book is late or if it's bounced back to me, I'm like, look, I apologize, and I throw in like an extra floppy or like some convention cards, like flyer cards from 6 years ago, New York Comic Con or something like that, and I'll throw those in there, just extra stuff, just to say, hey, sorry for the wait. And that's how we treat our customers.
Anytime you open up a package and there's something in there that you didn't pay for,
absolutely,
you get a fan for life. That's why I encourage people to do those random backer rewards.
Yes.
Where you just randomly throw something in somebody's package, because when the fan opens that package and wow, I got something nobody else got.
Yeah.
I got something nobody else got. You get a fan for life right there.
Yeah, I did that for Fiendish too. I was giving one of these wooden plaques. Now I actually have to do too many because I got too enthusiastic with them. This was a test run that I did, so awesome. I decided when we got to 150 backers, I'm putting this in a random person's package, but not making any more of these because I have almost 60 to make and I'm gonna die.
Dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these minis, but I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make them, and when people get something extra or something that they weren't expecting, it puts a smile on their face. I mean, I'm the kind of guy where I'm like, I just want the book. I don't care about variant covers or anything. But if our backers want that stuff, why not give it to them? I don't, because at first I was thinking variant covers, that's kind of like double dipping. And then I thought well, no, it's like people don't have to buy, variant covers. If people want them, by all means. And so there's going to be extra shit in there. There's going to be stickers. There's going to be bookmarks and everything. Phil Diaz had to go and screw everything up for all of us by setting the bar really high with Lost Pages. I mean, all the crap that came with. like masks and like box heads and trading cards and man. So I'm not gonna go that. I'm not gonna go Phil crazy, but yeah.
Samoa Joe's
Have you
in
seen
the
Magic
chat.
Cop
Yeah.
2?
What up, Ollie?
Hey, Oliver.
He's the
How's it
colorist,
going?
by the way. He's going to be doing the colors on Six Gun Gorilla Cemetery Without Crosses. And I'm going to just say something really quick about the story. The last issue was called The Big Gun Down because, well, it had a very high body count. And the heroes basically just waded through the bad guys and left us, were just dumping them in ditches. And this is the part of the story where everything goes to hell. The previous issue, that was the dream stage. This is the nightmare stage. And, I think there's a reason why Empire Strikes Back is easily the best Star Wars movie, because it's the point in the story where everything goes to shit. Everything goes to shit. And this is that part of this story. And
everything goes to shit, and you have no idea if it's going to come back to if they're going to get out of it or not. It's like it's all, And then how many years did you wait for Jedi to find out? It's
Jedi
like
shit. It's fucking Ewoks, man. It's fucking Ewoks. But it's like at a certain point, it's just like as a writer, I start to think like, damn, like, am I a sadist? Because I've kicked the shit out of this character, right? In the first issue, his like entire troop, that's what gorilla families are called. They're called troops. Get wiped out by a big game hunter. And then issue 3, his human adoptive father gets his head blown off with a shotgun. It's like, how much more can this guy take, right? I mean, he's already snapped. We know that.
He's gone bananas.
He's gone bananas. By the way, at every convention that I've done, it's always good to have like some kind of snack or something for people. Always bananas. I'm like very high in potassium. But yeah, he really gets the shit kicked out of him in this story. And when you see what the Cemetery Without Crosses is, it's going to fuck you up, and it's going to fuck you up badly. Like, you're going to be like, oh, like it's going to hurt. You're going to feel really, 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 really bad for my boy here.
Well, character struggle is what makes them admirable. You have to beat your characters down.
You do.
Just watching them come back, that's what's entertaining.
Well, because that's what life is about, Can you kick ass? Cool, but but the real test of character is, can you get your ass whipped and keep coming and keep getting
can you
back
keep
up.
going and keep getting hit and keep getting up?
Yeah,
Pops just had a banana right there, dude.
Rock and roll, Pops.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I think someone asked me like, what would happen if your characters ever met you? And my answer was, they'd probably kill me. After everything I've done to them, they're gonna mess me up bad. I can only hope for a quick death.
I would run.
Seriously, but this is good. This is going to be a great book. It's also going to be different in that previously I just did 24 pagers. This is going to have some extra shit in it. We're going to turn in a book with. I plan on doing a backup story for a character I call the Dandy, who's going to be part of the extended Six Gun Gorilla universe. Because once this 10-issue arc is over, I'm gonna do a kind of Magnificent Seven of the Weird West. So it's gonna have Six Gun Gorilla in it, but he's not going to be the lead character. It's going to be an ensemble. And so it's going to be a bunch of very, very odd, very, very peculiar characters on an adventure together. And I'm thinking, like, you know what? Let me start doing backup stories where I introduce these characters. And the first of them is going to be the Dandy, who is a basically Oscar Wilde in the Old West as like a bounty hunter.
Will there be a bearded lady?
Will there be a bearded lady? There wasn't one in the circus scenes, but you never know. I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to give one thing away that I shouldn't. I'm a drop a spoiler. In this issue, there is going to be a Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Zeppelin.
All right,
Those are
so
always
check
good.
it out, Brian. This little
You-
green troll right here.
gotta
Yeah,
love a
He
Zeppelin.
wants to be in, man. He wants to meet the gorilla.
he wants to meet the gorilla.
He wants to meet the gorilla.
He can meet the gorilla. Kumba's like as a chill soul, unless you like piss him off and murder his family.
Crom's just a little mischievous little troll, man. He's just causes a little chaos here and there,
but it's not. But he's not mean spirited.
No, he might instigate some of the shit your gorilla gets into, but he won't be trying to get your gorilla killed or anything. He just
Right.
He's
Well,
missing.
maybe that'll be one of my backup stories. Maybe I'll do a backup story with that, or a backup story with AR-15 orangutan. Actually, most likely, Preston and Lit Devil and I were going to do this thing that was going to be a Doc Alpha, Six Gun Gorilla, Doc Salem crossover.
nice.
And Preston actually wrote and illustrated the first chapter of that in the back of his first issue of Doc Salem. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is, I don't feel like doing it, but I feel kind of obliged, and it'll definitely be fun, that's for sure, is maybe like a 6-page story that's going to pick up from where Preston left off. Because the whole idea is that we're each going to do a chapter, and maybe it'll be great and maybe it'll be a mess, but if it's a mess, hopefully at least it will be an interesting and entertaining mess.
Fun mess. Yes.
I'm gonna jump over to another Western style book here now.
Yeehaw.
Grave Robber.
Oh,
yeah.
Mark.
Yeehaw! Wee doggies!
Now, Mark
Nice,
is one of
Mark.
the smart people that has sent me a banner to put above the madness in the rotation. Every now
Nice.
and then you'll see grave robbers up above the group in the madness. Send me
Nice.
your banners, y'all. Send me banners.
That cover, by the way, is speaking of Preston Acevedo, and speaking of Sim,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sim
we got
is
Sim.
omnipresent.
You guys are everywhere.
Sims everywhere.
Those colors came out great. Looks like it's watercolored. Loved it.
Yeah, I like the way you did that, man. I really do. I like the different shades of the heads.
Is
I
that-
told him. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, is that Scott's or is that ink spots or?
That's Eugene. He did Lost Pages, Magic Cup 1 and 2.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Turned out great. Turned out great. I gotta see if I back this, because sometimes I don't know if I backed a book or not because I clicked that stupid follow button.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you don't have the opportunity to back it right now, click and follow. It'll give you the
They need-
updates and stuff like that.
Indiegogo need to make that a wish list button instead of a follow button.
I agree with that.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
Call.
like
It's
sometimes.
confusing.
I think it happened with me and Sim, actually. I was just like, dude, where's my copy of Blood Hunt? He's like, you didn't back it. I'm like, what? I'm getting all the updates. Right? And that's happened to me like a number of times, and it's freaking embarrassing.
I've had it happen too. Actually, with Ryan Wynn's Hammerella, I followed that one, and one day I was looking at it, checking it out and stuff, and realized that I followed it, but I never backed it. So, it's happened to me too.
Yeah.
I don't follow anything. I just back.
Oh, yeah,
way
I don't have to worry about
That's
this.
the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Chris backs everything.
That is true. Chris, I just drop cash everywhere. We appreciate you, Chris. You're amazing.
And Irene, I will almost guarantee that you've probably hit 20K by now.
What? No. I don't think so.
Well, we'll see later. But right now, but not to take the focus away from Grave Robbers, because Grave
Yes.
Robbers looks badass.
Hell yeah, man! Thank you.
Stop stealing box thunder.
I won't look. I'll save any screaming for later.
And that one was a fan art I did and was colored by Beacon, which also did
Yeah,
a good job.
yeah, but that's actually going to come with the books too. I decided to make that a mini print, so that's going to be a 8 by 5.5 mini print that's going to come with the book. So if you back the book, you're going to get that as well, along with the Sim trading card that was before it. So both of those are going to come free with the book.
I like that composition.
Yeah, the colors were done by Michael Beacon. He actually did the colors on this one. Yeah.
And you tried to do a same type, stay in the same type of coloring.
Right. This the cover's actually different now. I sent out a tweet earlier today with the cover. I decided to.
It looks like a movie poster.
Yeah. I wanted to do more of a movie poster. Let me see if I can grab that real quick on my computer, and I'll share the screen. Yeah, that's the rough draft. Here we go. Share screen. And there we go.
Let's see. Best thing Soul's ever sent to me.
Boom, boom.
But yeah, so that's page 10
You'll
there.
find it. You'll find it. He's getting there.
Damn, busting caps.
Oh yeah, man. Well, that's the thing that I loved about Passion for drawing. He's the artist on the book, but Eugene and him have this really, really good connection when it comes to this. Like Passion will draw and ink something, and then Eugene will come in and he'll just do an incredible job with it. On the bottom panel there, like he has the streaks and stuff with the bullets as they're coming out of the panels and stuff, and it just ended up looking phenomenal. And as they as time has progressed, he's gotten exponentially better with the colors and just made it look phenomenal. The books ended up looking really, really good. I'm really excited to get it out to people because it's beautiful. It's tons and tons of gore. Like if you like Sam Raimi, like I grew up on like Evil Dead and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and so like that's the thing. Like that's the kind of stuff that I grew up on.
Yeah, me too.
High gore, high blood. My dad loved westerns, so I'd sit and I'd watch those with them. I just kind of mushed them together into grave robbers. And it's ended up looking really, really good. I love the amount of gore, the amount of chaos and stuff that's in this book.
Fuck
It's a hell of a good time. See the bullets coming out on that bottom panel. It hits Waylon in the hand in the bottom left. Like he just and the on the right with the bullet going through the I guess the ephemera, I guess you could call it, the dust and all of that. I don't know, like they just work really, really well together. The colors are just phenomenal.
And you got the bullets
they're
going
really
off the panel.
Yeah. Well, you can actually see more of that. There's a page that's just that we just finished. That's just finished coloring actually, where you're going to see a ton of flies, like just a huge horde of flies. And from that point on in the book, I think that's like page like 19, maybe a little earlier than that, maybe 15 or 16. There's going to be a fly almost on every page at that point because they've just been kind of released. So there's going to be a fly on almost like multiple flies on every page until the end of the book.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pain. That's impressive.
It's pretty cool. I mean, we've had a lot of fun with this. Like the first 4 pages have no dialogue. We wanted to kind of do like a visual storytelling thing so that people could know what was going on without actually having to read. So like you go page. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like Funeral for a Freak, Deadpool, Funeral for a Freak. He did the writer and the artist on that. They did an entire comic with no words at all, and it was incredible. Like it was really, really well written and really well drawn. So I was like, you know what? Let's do something like that where we can kind of, tell a story without telling a story. Rely on the visuals to tell.
Yeah,
the story.
show don't tell.
Exactly.
Marvel did an entire run for like a month, I think, or 2 back then. It was called Enough Said.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
One of the things that because like the current trend is like the Brian Michael Bendis Talking Heads thing, and I fucking hate that. And I try to make my comics in such a way that if you can't read, you can still understand the story, and you're doing the exact same thing here.
exactly. Because it's a visual medium, you know, it's
Yes.
a visual storytelling medium.
Yeah.
I don't remember what comic it was, but Bendis released something recently, and I just remember seeing this huge wall of text, and it spans the entire page, and it's just like, what are you trying to do? Like,
For Christ's sake, just go write a novel, will you?
And that's what I thought. I was like,
know,
what is
man.
he trying to do? Write War and Peace? Like, what the hell is this?
And
You
mind you, back in the day, you know, like the old Marvel and DC comics, there was a lot of text. There were much longer reads, right? But it was all about moving the story forward.
It was all
And
punchy. Yeah.
whereas, like, because that's always the test for me is, does this move the story forward? You can have character bits, so that's cool, but you know, keep the fucking story moving. And you know, it's you know, but doing your comic like this, it shows real confidence.
Well, yeah. Well, I appreciate that because you know we really, when I wrote the script originally, I was afraid that people wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't get it, or they would think like, oh, what the hell is it? Like, what's wrong? I thought initially that they would think that I forgot to letter the book. But you know, but that's the thing is that, you know, I think that even with that people will still be able to look at it and say, you know, I get what's happening here. I kind of understand. There's a little bit of mystery to it, you know, because you don't want to just, you know, throw something out there. But you know, there's a little bit of mystery towards the end of those first few pages that I think people are going to really like, and it's going to be expanded upon later and even in later books. But you know, I think people are going to get it. I think people are going to really, really enjoy it because there's some really, really cool pages. You know, we've got some awesome, awesome stuff. And then when it goes into the actual lettered pages and stuff, obviously, you know, it's going to be pretty cool. But it's going to get a lot more gory as the time, like, as the pages follow. Like, it's just a ramp up, a slow ramp up into just, well, I get the book's called Welcome to Hellhole, so you know you can imagine how bad it's going to get. But
sold. Yeah.
You've got a character called Big Dick. How could you not like
it? Seriously.
Yeah. See, that's Murphy. Yeah.
That's what I like about this. It's like really, really gory and everything, but it's jolly.
Yeah, I didn't want to take myself too seriously. Yeah. I wanted it to be fun. I didn't want it to be grimdark. You know, I didn't want it to be a slog to read where you just sit it down and like you feel like you've taken a weight off of your chest. Right. You know, I wanted people to read this and be like, "Holy shit!" and then sit it down and be like, "That was pretty fucking cool."
A little bit of humor. So you want something that builds levity, and when you add that kind of thing into a book, what happens is you have a pace. You add to the pace. Yes. You've got this up and down, this ebb and flow of the story, and it keeps people reading. Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah, absolutely, man. That's exactly it. Yeah, it's all about building towards something, and then, you know, having that cathartic ending, and you know. It's going to be a five comic, you know, arc that we're doing here. Wow. But, you know, each one is written so that, you know, each one is its own individual story, you know, they're contained so that they, like, there's an overarching story, but, you know, they have, you know, they interlock, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But, you know, they're all readable on their own.
So. Yeah, I think it kind of fits with the theme and everything because, you know, when I used to see old Westerns because my grandpa and stuff like that. And they'd have like the beginning scene where, you know, it's a lot of not talking. It's just a lot of scenery shots, a lot of, you know, the guy wandering into town, exchanging glances, you know, taking the lay of the land and everything. So that matches up with it. And also, Westerns never took themselves too seriously. You know, they had their dark moments, their dramatic moments, but they also had a levity to them.
That's true. That's absolutely true. You look at like Fistful of Dollars. You know, with Clint Eastwood and stuff.
Oh, well, the Italian Westerns are, you know, a particular love of mine.
Oh, yeah.
I just love them to pieces. I own literally about 300 of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, man, is that they're cheesy, but they have some gravity to them. You know,
they're not all cheesy, you know, like the Leone movies are like, I always tell people, like, if you're interested in checking out that genre, start with the Leone movies because that's the, you know, those are all just brilliant.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't mean cheese is like a bad thing. I mean,
I know.
They, you know, because I like a thick layer of cheese. You know, don't get me wrong.
Yes, me too, brother.
That's
Thick
the
layer
thing,
of
though.
cheese makes everything better.
Absolutely.
It does.
Especially
It
with
does.
that nice crispiness
Yeah,
to it.
and bacon. Yeah, that's
Yeah, there you
it.
go.
We're
Yeah.
on the same wavelength there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
I don't know.
We're still
I
talking
think we
about
stopped. I think we stopped talking about comics and we're talking about food now. But no.
Nah, westerns were cheesy, in retrospect and everything. But back then, at the
Right.
time, that was the style and everything. And I
Yeah.
think it holds up over time, even with its charm. Because I can still see some black and white westerns and be like, the fight scenes are a little cheesy because one
Sure.
punch will throw a guy across the room and everything. But
Right.
still, it still has that that gravitas, if you'd say.
Movies like The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, Shane. Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yeah.
McClintock is probably one of my favorites. I like McClintock a lot. That part when he gets down off the horse and he's like talking about like, I'm not gonna hit you. Why would I hit you? And he's like, oh, I'll hit you, and then he punches him right in the mouth. That makes me laugh every single time.
That's
I've seen that.
That's the one with Richard Boone as the villain, right?
I think so.
Where he
I'd have
tells
to-
him like, no matter how this goes down, you're gonna die. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Yeah, classic.
Well, John
I
Wayne
just
was
like
one
them
of
all fighting in the mud. That's the best part of that movie.
those. That's the thing, man.
Even the ladies were fighting in the mud. It was hilarious.
Well, look at True Grit. Even with True Grit, you had that the girl in that. She wasn't. She wasn't playing around.
No, she wasn't taking any shit from crotchety old Rooster Cogburn. Oh man, yeah. No, I mean,
Well, yeah. Even
I love the American westerns too.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Talk about strong female characters. Look at some old westerns.
Yeah.
Woman will take out a freaking gun and shoot you from like up in the valley or something like that, like anybody else.
There's some good stuff, man. Great stories to pick from, and to sift through and watch and enjoy and find some inspiration through. I mean, they're really, really good, and it's a part of Americana that I hope is never lost because they really are phenomenal movies.
And they're mythic.
Yeah,
they're mythic
really
the
are.
same way that superhero comics are. And that's one of the things that always drew me to the genre was that mythic approach. And of course, the Old West itself, as we understand it, is itself a myth, is a legend. So many of these cats, like Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, they were being mythologized in their own lifetimes.
Yeah, that's actually true. Tom Mix, one of the early
Yes.
guys in I think it was the silent.
About Wyatt while he was
Yeah.
still walking around.
He was the OG, yeah.
Yeah, he was like the silent film era,
Yep.
cowboy. Well,
Yep.
the thing was that he actually personally knew Wyatt Earp, and he was actually a pallbearer at his funeral.
Yes.
It's incredible, that connection right there.
Yeah.
To it,
Yeah, absolutely,
Cool
absolutely. Also, non sequitur, quick Tom Mix story. He was so devoted to realism. There was a scene where he was going to get shot, and he was like, "Okay, well, I want you to actually shoot me." And they were like, "What?" He's like, "I'm going to put a board underneath my shirt so it looks very real when I get shot." So the guy did it. This is back when they had marksmen. Like you didn't have bullet squibs. You just had a guy with a fucking gun shooting up like the wood above your head, right, or the wall, or whatever. And the guy shot Tom Mix like in the gut, and he just bowled over. It just knocked him on his ass, and the bullet actually went through the wood and into him, but it slowed the bullet down enough where it was like just a flesh wound. That's how hardcore. How hardcore these cats were.
After this stream, I'm going to be Googling that to take a look. I didn't know that. That's badass.
Badass.
Speaking of which, maybe there's a random thought, but anybody else just miss pistol whippings?
You don't see that anymore. Yeah, that's true.
You see that so much in westerns. And you're like, what happened to that?
It's a nice, easy device. Like, all right, I don't want to kill him right now, but I definitely don't want to deal with him. All right, what are we gonna do? Pistol whip him.
They got 6 bullets. They're out of bullets. Okay, I'm not gonna throw this gun away. I'm gonna pistol whip him.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I'm gonna win this fight.
There's the. By the way, not a real gun. It's just a replica, right? But it's. I bought this. No, dude, I wouldn't be doing this if this were.
It's on stream. Careful.
Watch it go off. Just like
Well, that's why the actual cowboys and gunfighters, even though these were 6 guns, they would only load them with 5 rounds because it was very easy for the hammer to get caught on something and then come down to boom, shoot you in the foot.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I do my research, and let me tell you, doing your research always pays off, even though you're not going to use 99.9% of it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, man. I don't remember who said it, but they said that every writer has to be partially knowledgeable on every subject because they have to know what the hell they're talking about in order to create something real or believable. But yeah, this is going to be the cover of the book. I haven't updated this on the campaign yet, but I did send out it on as a tweet earlier today, and
nice.
This is going to be the new cover. I wanted to make the credits. I actually modeled this after Death Rides a Horse with
yes,
which is a great movie.
It is.
But
it is.
If you check it out, some of there's some little Easter. No, I don't know if they're Easter eggs, just little jokes in the credits. Like if you Google Nasuno, or if you know anything about movies with Alan Smithy, it's just kind of funny little jokes to look at.
Oh
yeah, obviously it's not Technicolor Techniscope. So
no, that's a spaghetti. Yeah. That's a really good spaghetti, actually. Yeah. This is badass. Hey, is Red Gaze still in the stream? Why don't we have a trailer for this, Red?
The trailer is actually was done by Red on the campaign.
Now I feel stupid.
Nah, that's no problem. That's no problem.
Let me pistol whip myself.
But yeah, it's this is going to be the new cover, and I'm really excited to get this out to people because it's coming together and it's looking really good every day. Even better and better every day.
Yeah, that logo looks sweet.
Logo is awesome. Yeah,
It's lit. It's lit.
Nicole did that. Nicole Sapita, the real Das Nomo, I think is her Twitter handle. She's the one that did that. She did a hell of a job on it. I'm super proud. She sent me the letters first, and I was like, okay, that looks really good. But then she sent me the one with the skull, and I was like, well, that's it. That's the logo. That's the logo. Like, what else could it possibly be but that?
Hello, Lion Art. It says hello there. Nice Western line art.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
By the way, my apologies, but I am backer number 154.
Oh, there you go.
My apologies for not backing it sooner. This once again, it's that fucking follow button.
Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate the backing.
Oh no, no worries. Yeah, I mean, hail, more weird westerns. Once again, diversity of genre.
Hell yeah, man! Absolutely.
And since I've got Vault Cobalt, and he's actually he's been talking a lot here. I'm gonna bring up Havoc.
Oh yeah, I've been talking a lot. That's why.
I bought my bow staff because I thought we had to bring a weapon. I didn't realize. I bought a bottle and I didn't realize we had to bring a weapon. So I
have the Atlantean sword, Conan's old Atlantean sword, like at the ready. So.
Hell yeah.
Brian's always got to one up me.
Well, I mean, I got a thing for swords and comic books and horror movies. Can I say?
Oh, we're bringing our weapons.
It's not on any watch lists at all.
Boy. Now the pissing contest really started.
There goes Pops.
There goes Pops with that katana.
Yeah.
Are we gonna ask?
Oh, it's the Highlander katana.
Oh
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to watch those now.
And that thing came a lot sharper than I thought it was going to.
It's authentic.
Don't lie, man. That thing is like cut paper fucking sharp, man.
Oh, the Japanese kept their swords super sharp. European swords weren't super sharp like that, but basically a katana a 3-foot a straight razor.
Yeah, it's a 3-foot razor blade, exactly. That thing is like ridiculous. And I mean, I've had it for years, and I keep it oiled up, and I, rarely have to run rarely have to just lightly run a stone on it. It's just like so sharp, dude.
Do you ever do tamashigiri? You know, where you like, do you do any cutting?
I don't want to fuck up my sword.
Oh, dude.
How many pigs can it chop?
If I have to use it, it's gonna get blooded, bro.
Oh, dude, chop it through tatami mats or even pool noodles, man. Super fun.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I mean, you pull it out, you're supposed to blood it before you put it back in.
No, you got to practice, dude. You got to practice.
Yeah,
so
you cut your own
like a
finger on
crisp
it before you
knife,
put it in.
bro. Oh no, I got other shit to practice with. This is the sharp one. I got other shit to practice with.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I mean, that's what I mean. I pulled this thing out. It's gonna be red before it goes away.
That's what you're saving, like in case like crackheads come like crashing through your windows.
Yeah, that's my Chris knife, bro. That's my Chris knife. Right?
Chris knife.
You know, straight up. That's my worm tooth, baby.
So what is Havoc about?
Well, Havoc's a 48-page graphic novel, and it is about that young lady right there who is an unofficial Interpol agent sent to New York to see why a group of global criminals all congregating there and for what nefarious purpose.
Nice.
Got some.
Unfortunately, it's a bit of a mystery, so I can't go into a lot of details.
What would you compare this to in terms of genre, or like it, or like what would you compare this to? Like where we're like, oh, we got it.
It's basically like a 90s action movie noir.
Okay.
You know, it's got a few twists, it's got a few turns and stuff like that, but they're satisfying and it has a good payoff at the end.
Excellent.
And it's one of those books that, at least I think so, if you reread it, you go like, now I get it more now.
Oh, so in other words, the future changes the past in the sense that you could read it all over again and it's a totally different story.
Yeah, you can. There's like a. It's hard to explain. You ever read a good book and then you reread it a second time? You know the ending. You know what's going to happen, and then you're like, I get it a little bit more now.
Yeah,
I know why they said that. You know why that happened.
Yeah. I love those kinds of stories.
That's the aim, and the art's done by Archsider. He also did the colors, so that's all Archsider.
Beautiful.
These two gentlemen with the glasses on. Look, they remind me of somebody who's wearing like Halloween disguises.
It reminds you of the Mexicans that were following you.
Oh, I see.
I was sure that was what it was going for. I'm sorry.
Be right back.
I see Sam Elliott and his brother. I don't know about the rest of you. I see Sam.
A lot of people see a lot of things in those panels.
The big ass mustache said Sam Elliott all over it. I'm just saying.
So it's kind of like a James Bond style comic.
That's what
Spy versus spy type of vibe.
I see La Femme Nikita.
A lot of people say that. But yeah, she's basically following them, and she gets thrown under the bus by her bosses. And having a sense of justice, she won't let it go. Having a sense of justice, she won't let it go. And, you know, as the title says, havoc ensues. Also, there's an optional book if he scrolls down a little bit more. That's a 40-page novella. That has which Irene likes a lot.
Yes, I'm a fan of this. I'm backing for Trials and Triumph. I'm sorry, Havoc looks awesome, but
you get back to second night.
fantasy. I'm a fantasy fan. Trials and Triumph looks amazing. It's so pretty.
Doodlebags did the art on that. It's got 13 illustrations, and it's colored by Pressy. Those are dire rabbits that he's running away from because he killed a few. Now they're trying to kill him.
Wabbits.
Run away!
Cue the wabbits.
Kill the wabbit.
Oh, yeah, they're cute until they start, peeling your flesh off your bones.
Yeah,
That
that's
rabbit.
not
I'm
good.
okay with that. At least it'll be a cute death.
He needs the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Which, by the way, I didn't realize this when I was writing it, but someone brought it to my attention during a stream of all places. Trials and Triumphs is an all ages book, so Havoc is not. Oh, and those are the stretch goals since we met our funding. We got 4 6 a.m. stickers.
Well, I mean,
6
you gotta reach that stretch goal. I mean, you gotta have them.
It's
stickers.
reachable. Yeah, 2 for each book.
Cute.
Shit. I wonder what that was.
By the way, Vault, the items that your items are done. I don't know when you want to reveal it.
Well, as soon as I get them, and I'll put a picture of them up on the site and updates.
Oh, okay, you want to wait. Okay, I am making something for this campaign. I will not say what.
Well, they're limited to 2, so I want to give everyone a chance at the same time.
Yes.
No, we all know what it is.
Hey,
Secrets.
Don't make me throw you out of here, Maple Dwarf.
Chair stream.
Hi, Brian.
Holy crap, that's a big sword.
Yeah, I was eyeing that. I was like, what kind of sword is that? Hold on, let me see.
That's like a Conan sword.
Is that Conan sword?
Oh, that's Conan's sword.
Can
Okay.
Brian lift that? I mean,
That looks fucking huge.
It looks like, that's almost his size.
Looks like there's a little shotgun in the corner. What else we got going on here?
Is that a hatchet behind
Hatchet
the sword?
hanging on the wall. What else
Full
we
on.
got?
full on
God.
home defense. He
Can
knows
of
what he's
bear
doing.
mace. What the fuck?
That's a freaking
He's
armory
in
down
his
there.
lair in the woods.
He's waiting for a Terminator.
They're like, they're not taking my comics.
Oh, by the way, Chris,
What?
you might want to move along. We're almost at 10. You're working, right, tonight?
Oh yeah, that's true. Let me.
So who
who
haven't
haven't
we
I?
covered yet?
Let me think. We haven't covered Ruts.
So let's go over Russ's campaign before you have to skedaddle.
You don't need to
Hashtag
work.
only Russ can save us.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah,
Yes.
right. Do I have to talk about this? This
Get my book.
Oh
this book,
jeez,
this book is the first of a 3-book arc. It's 96 pages, 66 pages of story. The rest of it is bios and information and pinups from some guest artists. And it's a Bronze Age inspired book. So the books you all loved when you were kids, all the 80s and 70s, 80s and 90s Marvel and DC stuff, the cosmic stuff by Jim Starlin, all the old Fantastic Four and Galactus stuff. That's where this is. It's based in Jack Kirby and Stan Lee and the Bronze Age artists, but brought up to modern day. It's a pantheon of gods. It's a cosmic fantasy romp, basically. And Death is the superhero in this. Death is the good guy, and he's part of the team. There are the 4 horsemen, and you'll see them as the arc moves on. But each book is held with its own story, and you get to see the big bad villain in the first book. The second book is currently written, and I'll be starting on that soon. In fact, the news is that I can release today. The in-demand shop on this will be closing on the 2nd of July, so that I can get to a new campaign on the 1st of September with a second book. There are still books left, so if you want to get in on the in-demand, that would be great. And also obviously the stretch goals are still there, so you can still get the postcards and the poster, or you can get the complete print set. There you go. That's it. That's my sales spiel. I've had half a bottle of Jack Daniels, so you're lucky you got that out.
That's very impressive.
Oh, yeah,
Half a
man.
bottle of Jack.
Well done, Russ. It was a very coherent
Yeah.
pitch.
That's it now. I'm gonna pass out soon.
I'm about to say, can you get out of that chair now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a good looking book.
Hell yeah.
So I've had a much like Chris was saying earlier. I've had some fantastic responses. It's humbling.
I read
actually.
it. I read it this like 2-3 days ago. Liked it.
Oh right.
a lot.
Okay. So yeah, people have said lots of good things about it. Rick is the writer who helped me out on the dialogue, is now fully on board, and he's written the second book, and I'm ready to pencil it. At the moment, I'm finishing off artwork for the first half of the Outliers book for Joe Fulton. So once that project is finished or close to finishing, then I'll be straight on to the second book. And
everything I've heard about this book is amazing, right down to the smell.
right down to the smell. It has the smell of success. That's what it is. The smell of quality. I have books. I don't have any books on me right now. There you go.
They just say it's quite toxic.
It's not toxic. It's good. Okay, there's the book. It's just the thing is that I didn't want to coat the pages, so you can smell the ink.
Yep.
That's what's going on there. But it actually gives. It's got a matte cover, and it gives off. When you feel the book, it gives off a 90s one-shot vibe. So it's not quite newsprint. It's better quality than that, obviously. But it still gives you that feel and that comic shop feel, and that was what I was after. So yeah, it's been a huge success. I had 237 backers, my first time out on my own. So I'm hugely
Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
If I could, if I could make 250, I'm obviously going to do a bit of a drive over the next 5 weeks when I get to the end of the in demand. If I could make 250, that would be fantastic. So we'll see where we go. But I've got a healthy list of people who seem very pleased with what they've got, and so hopefully I can make them even more pleased with the second book. Something else that happened was I was actually approached by Arrow Comics, who are relaunching, and they wanted to distribute the original story. So I've repurposed that. You can see some art if you'd like.
Yes. Arrow 4.0.
Arrow 4.0. So the whole point that I see, much like Sweetcast has been doing. He's been making books and then moving them out to the retail space, and I think that's a really good place to be. So you can have like a VIP version of the book for your backers, and then you can get it out to an even larger audience, and they kind of feed back on each other. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. And anything that goes into these first issues for Arrow will all be fed back into the second book, so everybody gets that stuff. And the second book is actually being written with redistribution in mind, so it's actually going to be a longer book, so everybody can have even more fun with death.
Cool.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great stuff about this book.
Thank you.
Just love the classic feel of it, man. It looks so good.
Thank you. It's going a bit crazier. Like I say, I've put something up there for you to share. I'm leaning into the whole Jack Kirby and
wow,
and the whole pantheon of gods and that kind of stuff.
That looks great.
That's
brains.
Brains.
That's
Kirby Crackle all up in this.
Dots everywhere.
Gotta love Kirby Crackle.
Without a doubt.
That's where it's going.
Hell yeah.
I love that, dude. That's awesome.
Beautiful.
More of that kind of stuff. Like really, I've kind of got into a particular style. What I wanted to do was bring out that sort of old Bronze Age style, but give it a modern twist. I'm using modern technologies to do it. A lot of my inking now is traditional, but I'm penciling digitally. So it's all working out. It's working out great. I'm really enjoying myself, and I can't get over the support I've had, and the the backers that have backed me. It's just been fantastic, and the response I've had to the book has been wonderful. So hopefully, I'm gonna please everybody with a second book, and blow it even further apart, as it were. Like really lean into that whole cosmic nuts.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, man.
Dude, that piece has depth. Love that.
It really does. It really does. That's slathered in tangy awesome sauce.
Thank you. that's the nicest thing anybody has said to me all week. Thank you.
Hey, just keeps it real.
Tangy. I like it.
Tangy. So here we go. You've seen that.
Well, also,
So,
especially
yeah,
after
so-
seeing that whack ass Eternals trailer, and then looking at that, it's like a bomb to my soul.
That's the way you do it. So there's lots of within the story. There's several layers. You can go full in and try and investigate my bonkers mind, and it goes into consciousness and the nature of existence and eternity, or you can just see two massive fellows beating the living daylights out of each other in a cosmic punch up. It's whatever you want out of the book, you'll get that out of the book. There's also some character changes. There's a strong female character in there as well. There's something for everybody. So if you like the way comic books used to be, that's what you're going to get out of this book.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sticker there, of course, by the ubiquitous Mr.
Yeah,
Mark Marianelli.
Yeah, that's it. The 6 a.m. What I did was I was going to do 6 a.m. comics as a stitch on patch.
Nice.
But I didn't quite get to that. So what I did was I actually put it into a fridge magnet and printed 200 of those off, and everybody got the first 200 people just got a fridge magnet, and they also got the art print as well signed, and that was much like Pops was saying earlier. It's nice when people get stuff, and I think, I didn't know I was going to get that. And they feel good about that, and I just feel it was just a nice thanks. Unfortunately, I've run out of the stickers now, but you still get an art print, and you still get the 4 posters, or the 4 postcards, should I say? And with the featured tier, you can have the other prints as well. And there's some special prints on there. One of them from the Arrow Comics Indie Vault Revolt anthology book, so you can get that.
I got one of those coming.
Yeah, I've got one coming as well.
Can I also just give a quick shout out to Mark, because he's done these little illustrations of our characters for free. Mm-hmm. Let us use them for stickers and refrigerator magnets, everything.
Oh no, I paid for mine.
Did you really?
I was about to say, I paid for mine.
That's cold. Ooh.
I paid for mine, and I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Oh no, it's definitely worth it.
Yep.
I mean, it was cheap at half the price. To be honest, it was a fantastic piece of art, and I'd have paid him double for what he. Right. Don't tell him that.
I'm everyone Nightcrawler stuff. He's a big Nightcrawler fan, so
everyone. Chris is gonna have to leave right now.
Yeah,
as you can see,
I'm
he's
starting to wrap her up here.
So everybody, please
get some rest, man.
Like, share, and sub the video.
Thank you for hosting.
My screen, please, Chris.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, share the screen here. I do got to show off what we're doing here tomorrow. Danny Morales opened the show. Got Mike Jimmy. Got Nina Aberline. Katie Shaw, Barry and Grant gonna do pitches and crazy right here on the CromCon. Rising Tide Publications is going to be coming to us from the floor of the Indie Author Book Expo. We're going to have 5 or 6 guests all coming to us from a live show. William Samuel Quentin, 47 Furious Tales. Y'all know Dojo. He's going to be here tomorrow. Katrina Rowitz, John Westoff. Dude, check out the event post in the madness. I can't go down this whole list. There's too many great freaking people going to be here. Come check it out all day tomorrow, all day Sunday on Comic Talk with Pops Fan Saying.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, yeah. So I just got done throwing my clothes on, so I'm actually 2 minutes late already. So we're gonna
Oh, no.
wrap this one up.
Much love, everybody. This was a great stream.
Yeah, great
Yep.
stream.
Thanks.
Lovely
Thanks
to
for
see
having me.
everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
do
Nice
go
to see
check-
y'all in
Mhm.
chat.
Yep, do go check out all these
Yeah, I hope the
folks'
chat-
awesome projects. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And,
Play that video on the way out, Chris.
and
Check out Fiendish 20K. 20K.
You just hit it though, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
No.
No, I just refreshed.
$60 away.
Oh,
Okay,
damn.
we
I
love
was
you.
trying to.
Goodbye.
I was gonna give you a nice
It's gonna
send
happen
off,
tonight.
but I'd hope so. I can only hope.
so see y'all later.
Check
All
out
right.
Havoc.
Peace
Take
and
it
love,
easy.
everybody.